Hi, Mark. Hi, I'm Zach. I talked to you yesterday about the benefits your union set up for you. By the way, is Beth here? The reason I ask is because the benefits apply to her as well. Do you have a table we can sit at? Makes it easier to go over everything with you. Awesome. How's your day going, Mark? Good, I'm glad to hear that. Beth, how are you doing today? Awesome. How long have you guys been in the area for? Oh, well, quite a while. Awesome. You guys enjoy the local area? Got a lot of friends or family in the area? Okay. Mark, if you could go ahead and sit here. And Beth, could I have you sit right here? I'll sit here and we'll go over everything together, okay? Awesome. So Mark, how long have you been with the union? Oh, nice. What job do they got you doing? Oh, how long have you been doing that for? Do you like doing that? Good. Beth, what do you do for work? Nice. How long have you been doing that for? Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad I even made it out to see you both today. Due to how busy they have me, helping all the members in your area. The enrollment period is coming to an end soon, so my schedule has been very full each day. I just got done helping a few families before you, and I've got 4 families left to take care of once I'm done with you both today. So, is this the first time you've been visited by a union benefits advisor? Really? Alright, the reason I ask is because you're supposed to be visited once each year by a union benefits advisor such as myself. Did you know that? Each year, when members in good standing are given permission to send in for their automatic group benefits, it's my job to make sure they're delivered and gone over so you both know how to use them. They also have me review your permanent and portable programs. Those you should have already qualified for when you first joined the union. So Mark, do you have a blue folder that looks like this? Okay. Have you already qualified and activated your permanent and portable union benefits? Mark, do you go to your union meetings? Do you at least read the newsletters? Alright, no problem. I'll back up and go over everything so you both know what's going on. Okay? As the letter states, American Income is the private union benefit company that provides exclusive services to all union members and their family, such as yours and mine. They've been working with members for over 65 years. Did you know that? They do the automatic group benefits and the permanent and portable programs for all members in good standing. Now, Mark, Beth, as the letter states, they have me here for 2 important reasons. One is to go over your automatic group benefits so you both know how to use them. And 2 is to review your permanent and portable benefits that stay with you throughout your entire lifetime. If you do not already have those, it's my job to help you qualify and activate them. Now, Mark and Beth, just so you know up front, everyone wants the permanent benefits, but not everyone can have them. If you're too high of risk, unfortunately, I cannot help you. If you do qualify, they have me help you activate them while I'm here with you today. Either way, whether you qualify or not, there is a union report form that needs to get sent that you need to fill out. It gets sent back to them and lets them know I was here and did my job to help you. Is that fair? Awesome. Mark, your first automatic group benefit is your $2,000 certificate of coverage. Now they're doing it all digitally now, so I'm going to pull it up on right here. Yeah, so this is the actual certificate, and this is your handwriting on your card, right? Perfect. The Teamsters made sure that every member in good standing had this because some members do not qualify for the permanent and portable programs. They want to make sure that everyone I see has at least something that pays out immediately when they pass. Your commercial company insurance, which most of us already have, whether through work or outside of work, are taking an average of 3 to 6 months to pay out to our loved ones left to handle everything. Did you know that? It's causing too many life-changing problems for so many families in our community, and even more nationwide. That's why this is so important. Now, they designed these certificates to be like the permanent and portable programs that pay out immediately when you die. The only difference is that these are for accident only and for less coverage. But Mark and Beth, $2,000 available immediately to help pay for things now and get things going is far better than $50,000 paid out 3 to 6 months down the road, wouldn't you say? And Mark, you have Beth as your beneficiary. Is that still correct? Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the copy to you, both to your email and your text. Okay, I sent it. Let me know when you've got it. Awesome. Perfect. Now, do you have any questions on that? Alright. The next automatic group benefit that your union made sure you had was your health services membership discount card. It is for every member in good standing. They know that you already have health insurance in place, so this isn't designed to replace that. The basic program is at no cost and can save you 20 to 60% anywhere your health insurance does it, for things like prescriptions, hearing, eye care, and chiropractic care. Now, the Gold program takes care of all that and also covers dental and travel assistance too. The union does not take care of that one though. If you select the Gold option, you'll need to send in a $25 check or money order that takes care of you and your entire family for the year. Now, either way, whichever plan you select, you'll need to send in this envelope after filling out the area for the plan that you want. These are pretty great benefits, right? Did you know that they did this for you before now? Awesome. Now this is your McGruff Child Safe ID Kit. This is extremely important to have filled out for your kids in the case that they do go missing. Now, you've heard of an Amber Alert, right? Well, this is all the information needed to issue an Amber Alert sooner rather than later. But the only problem is an Amber Alert can take 3 to 4 hours to be issued. Did you know that? And with 93% of kids that go missing not returning home after 24 hours, and 74% after just 3 hours are never found. That's why they designed these kits to give the police everything they need to set up a 60-mile perimeter within 60 minutes, which will give your kid the best chance of being found immediately and returning home alive. Lord forbid that ever did happen. Does that make sense? Because these are so important, they have me fill this out and go over it with you so you know how to fill them out properly. Okay, so boop, boop. Now, the police, the McGruff, and the National Crime Prevention Council are asking for every parent's help. They ask that every parent I visit help get these kits into the hands of any parents you know for their kids' safety. The mission is to get a McGruff Safe ID Kit into the hands of every parent in the community and eventually the entire country. So who do you know with children that will need a McGruff Safe ID Kit? Your brother? Okay. Anyone else? Now, one thing they have me do is make sure that the parents you are thinking of need to be at least 18 years or older. Otherwise, they need to go to an older guardian. Also, they have me make sure they're not on any probation or parole. Does that make sense? So you said, Mark, you said your brother had kids? Awesome. Anyone else? Okay, next. Awesome. Now, do you have any questions on anything I've gone over so far? So this is your family information guide. They designed this to be utilized with your will or trust. Do you have a will or trust? You don't? Okay. That is important, something to start thinking about. It's not fun, but it's something you need to think about. They have me go over this with you, so you know how it all works. It does stay here at home with you. Now, it's not a will. A will is going to assign your assets and requires an attorney present to sort through all the legal jargon. This is all the information your family will need to know once you are gone. Now, they have me go through all the most important boxes so you know how to fill them out. This first box is vital statistics. This has everything a funeral director will need to know in order to issue a death certificate. They need a death certificate in order for your life insurance to pay out. Since it already takes 3 to 6 months for your life insurance to pay out when one of you passes, make sure it's not any longer than that. Does that make sense? Awesome. Persons to be notified, this is extremely important. These are your emergency contacts. Anyone you trust to be there and help out in your time of emergency. They say to have at least 5 people in your local area that can answer and respond right away when you need them. They say 5 because statistically, 1 out of every 5 that are answered will be able to pick up the phone and respond right away when you need them. So, if you have 10 listed, 2 are guaranteed to answer and respond. That's why most members are listing 10 now. Does that make sense? They have me go through and help you list your 5, and then anything after your first 5 will be homework for you later after I'm gone. Okay? So who's the first person that will be there for you? Okay. Now, persons to be in charge of final arrangements. That will obviously be where you will list each other. But if you pass together, say in a bad car accident, who is the person that is going to be left in charge of everything? Brother, that's the person you'll put here, okay? And make sure they know it's them, alright? Awesome. Estate information. This is one of the most important areas in the family information guide. Last year, over $54 million of life insurance went unclaimed because families left behind didn't know there was any life insurance or didn't know where the policy was located or what company it was through. This is where you'll list any life insurance you have or anything that will be there to help pay for things when you die. So do you guys have life insurance through work? I'm sure the Teamsters gives you, I think, $50,000. One thing they have me mention is that you need to put this in pencil because workplace benefits, 31 days after you change jobs, get laid off, or retire, they go away or they greatly reduce. So put that in pencil because that can change. And do you guys know life insurance pretty well? Yeah, you do. So you know the difference between term and whole life. Awesome. Well, term life does change. Premiums increase or you can cancel it altogether. That way you want to put that in pencil as well. Now if you have any whole life, that's designed to stay with you throughout your entire life. So that one you can put in pen, okay? Awesome. Does that make sense to you? Good. Do you guys have any questions? Awesome. Financial institution information. This is just so your family will know what bank accounts to close or get the processes started in collecting whatever money you have left inside them. I'm assuming you have a regular check-ins account through a normal bank or credit union. Awesome. You'll want to put that information here. Okay? Good. Now, have either one of you thought about what you want to have happen when you are gone? Earth burial, cremation, mausoleum? Either one of those are extremely expensive nowadays. Earth burial, for example, was $6,000 to $8,000 5 years ago. Nowadays, it's anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. And even though cremation is cheaper, inflation is affecting that much more because more people are going that route now. They're saying in 10 years, the cremation is going to cost what a casket costs today. Isn't that horrible? So do you have any questions on how to fill this out? Okay. Awesome. One thing I missed is that the Teamsters is asking American Income to send all your emergency contacts a $2,000 certificate of coverage, just like the one you sent in for. The reason they're doing this is because they realize that there's a high possibility that their financial burden will fall back on you when something happens to them. And since they're most likely non-union, their life insurance will take a few months to come in. They want to make sure they have at least $2,000 there immediately. That's because their family and you will have far less out-of-pocket to have to come up with immediately. Okay, does that make sense? Perfect. So be sure to remind me to get those processed and approved before I leave here today. It is important, okay? Right, so do you have any questions on anything in the family information? Good. Awesome. So yeah, it does say here, home with you. There's one for each of you. Fill them out separately. And perfect. So, it looks like we got time to go over your private benefits that the Teamster set up for you. But before I forget, let's make sure those McGruff kits and the emergency contacts I just mentioned get approved and processed for those you mentioned. Okay. Now let's start with the emergency contact. Who's going to be there for you first? What's their name? Does Mark have a spouse, or does Ryan have a spouse? What's the spouse's name? The certificates and other union benefit information and the McGruff kits are important for both to know. Okay. Now, what's the best contact number for home office to reach them so they can validate their mailing and delivery address to get these to them as soon as possible? Excuse me. Okay. Awesome. Now, the people I'm helping to qualify and activate to get approved to receive these will be getting a phone call from home office to make sure the McGruff kits and their certificates gets to them and not the wrong people. You do need to let them know that, okay? Be sure to let them know how important these are as well. Because if home office or myself give them a call to go over it and they don't know what's going on, they will not be able to process anything for them, by the way. I don't want that to happen, which is why I'm giving you a heads up. The McGruff kits you're extending to their family will give their kid the best chance at returning home safe and sound. The certificates of coverage will pay out to their family immediately before any life insurance they have will come in. These need to be taken seriously, okay? Awesome. Now, Mark, Beth, which one of you text the most? Beth, yeah, I kind of figured, Mark. That's something you need to work on. Technology is a great thing, has its pros. So, and the people I'm sending these McGruff kits and union benefits, they text as well? Awesome. So I'm going to forward you a text to send to them. That way they'll be in the loop, which they'll appreciate, I'm sure. Okay, I just sent it. Let me know when you've received it. Alright, you got it? Does that all make sense to you? And do you think they'll be able to understand? Okay. So before we move forward, I'm going to have you send that to them while I bring up the permanent and portable benefit information, okay? Now, if they text back or call, let me know so while I'm here, I can go over anything they need to know. And since I'm licensed, I can do the processing and approval screening call to make sure these get processed for them as soon as possible. In fact, some families have me call anyone who can take a call in order to get these processed as fast as possible. So is there anyone you want to put on a higher priority? Most families do, is why I ask. Okay, why don't you go ahead and give them a call, and we'll make sure they get everything processed together, okay? Awesome. Okay. Now, they've set up a program for each member. In fact, this is the Labor Advisory Board. They consist of 71 different union and association leaders. They're important because they advise as to where all the gaps in your benefits are and what benefits people need. They have me read this letter to every member before moving forward. Okay? Dear IBEW Local 280 member or retiree, the insurance programs being offered to you today are made available on a voluntary basis through the cooperation of IBEW Local 280 and American Income Life Insurance Company, a 100% union label company with long-standing history of serving unions and their members. American Income Life currently has over 410,000 IBEW members covered under AD&D policies at no cost. Since 1990, more than $53.2 million in total benefits have been paid to IBEW members and their families. In fact, this is the Labor Advisory Board. They consist of over 71 different union, labor leaders, and association presidents at an international level. They're the ones who advise and suggest where the most severe gaps in your benefits are and how we help to fix them. Their solutions are rated A+ Superior by AM Best. That's the company that rates all the businesses in the financial industry. The American Income is rated so high due to their claims paying ability, financial strength, and overall operational performance. So they must be doing something right, wouldn't you say? Exactly. AIL's supplemental benefits are not in competition with any group benefits through your workplace or employer and can complement any insurance policies you may already have. If you choose to take advantage of any insurance programs offered through AIL, your benefit program is permanent and portable throughout your lifetime. They know that most of us already have something, whether through work or outside of work, that we are depending on to get the job done. But the benefits are taking too long to come in, and we lose them 31 days after we change job, get laid off, or retire. These are permanent and portable benefit programs, which means if you can qualify, these are the only benefits that will be with you throughout your entire lifetime. Does that make sense? AIL's supplemental benefits include automatic built-in features to help union members during hard times, such as a strike and layoff waiver of premium benefit. Now, they want to make sure when times get tough and things are hard, that your insurance programs are paid off and covered, so when things get tight financially, you don't lose them. Okay? American Income Life provides insurance services to millions of policyholders throughout the United States, Canada, and New Zealand, and has over $50.4 billion of life insurance in force. If you qualify, your coverage lasts a lifetime and is under your independent control. Once a program has been explained to you, we're sure you will agree with the many participating members how valuable this program can be in a time of need. Now, this is your business manager who has endorsed this and is putting a lot of pressure on AIL to make sure you, as a member in good standing, understand and takes advantage of these benefits so your family has the strongest solutions possible. Does that make sense? It's very important. There are several benefits available. Please take a few minutes to listen to the AIL representative who is visiting you. If they can help you with your needs in this area, please take advantage today. We would like your feedback, so please take a minute to complete the report form. This information helps us serve you more effectively. They are saying today because you only have one visit per year. They ask that if the programs make sense, and while I'm here, you go ahead and try to qualify for them. Because waiting a year is too long. A lot of things can happen in a year. And when we're done, they need you to fill out this report form that gets sent directly back to the union. Make sure that I did my job to help you out correctly. Does that make sense? Okay. Fraternally Business Manager. Awesome. Now, you see why they were chosen to do the permanent and portable programs? Because they realized that 31 days after you change jobs, get laid off, or retire, you lose all your benefits, or they greatly reduce. These are permanent and portable union benefits that stay. If you qualify, they stay with you for the rest of your life. It's pretty great, right? Now they don't just work with firefighters, police, and veteran associations. They work with over 51,000 groups, are rated A+ Superior, and over 8 million members are enrolled and protected. So they must be doing something right, wouldn't you say? Exactly. Now, we see everyone on an individual basis, because what works for you and your family isn't the same as the members we've seen before you. Every member has a different need, situation, and want. The needs analysis will determine what your needs are based on a few things like family information, insurance benefits you already have in place, age, and current income. They have me see each member on an individual basis because each member has a different need and a different want. Okay? Now, did the IBEW fill you in on what Our Power is? They did not. Well, Our Power is an old union principle that states that each member takes the first 1 to 2 hours of their wages, sets them aside to protect themselves, and provide for their family's future. Now, 1 hour of your wage each week is roughly 1/40th of your income, right? And that doesn't have any effect on your lifestyle, does it? Of course not. Any financial planner will tell you to set aside 15 to 20% to do the same exact thing. Mark and Beth, your programs are based on 1 to 2 hours, which is only 2.5% to 5%, so every member can afford to protect their future. Now, provided you can qualify, every member has different situations and a different hourly wage. What they have me do, based on your needs analysis, is show you what setting aside 1 to 2 hours of your wages will be doing for you and your years to come. And once we're done, they need your opinion on this report card that gets sent directly back to them, lets them know I did my job. Now, how much do you make an hour? 20, okay. And Beth, how much do you make an hour? 20. Oh, so what I'm going to do is show you what setting aside $40 a week will do for your family. Now, just like any other enrollment period, there are some forms, provided you can qualify, there are some forms that need to be filled out in person while I'm here, and can't be something that's done over the phone. So be sure to stop me if you have any questions, okay? Now, there's three main areas they're concerned with. One is if you get injured in an accident on or off the job. 2 is your funeral and final expenses. And 3 is your paycheck protection. Now, the first area they're concerned with is if you get injured in any type of accident. Now, have either one of you thought about what you will do when you get injured in an accident? Well, the Labor Advisory Board and American Income have given it a lot of thought. Their concern isn't that your medical bills will be taken care of. You have health insurance to take care of that. If it's on the job, workers' compensation will be there. And most members have some form of disability. Now, what they're concerned with is your loss of wages and all the other expenses that start adding up. Mark, when you get injured and go to the hospital, well, your medical bills will be taken care of. No one's paying you to be there. And Beth, when you get that call, you obviously won't be working because you'll be right there by his side, and vice versa. And God forbid something happens to either one of your kids. In that situation, neither one of you will be working. Now, Mark, if you, Beth, or any of the children go to the hospital, they're going to send you $150 just for taking the time to get the injury looked at. That money does get sent here to you at home. Now, the only exception to that is when you need to stay overnight in the hospital. Then they're going to send you $300 each day for up to an entire year. That's $2,100 each week. Now, let me ask you this, Mark and Beth. When that money comes in, is that going to be enough to help your family during that time? The reason I ask is because it needs to be. Now, the only exception to that is when you go to the intensive care unit. Then they're going to send you $600. The reason it's $600 is because when you're in intensive care, it's usually a life or death situation. Does that make sense? The second area they're concerned with is your final expenses. Mark, who is going to be in charge of taking care of your funeral and final expenses when something happens to you? Now let me ask you this. Have either one of you been involved with the funeral process before? The reason I ask is because it's a very serious problem. The concern isn't with whether we're going to die, because we all will, right? But when we die, one of our family members has to face the funeral director immediately. Funeral directors these days are asking for all or most of the money up front on the spot before they start doing anything. Or they want to know where the money will be coming from. Did you know that? Most families don't. Now, while your family is waiting for life insurance to come in, who has to take care of that in the meantime? That's right, the family, or you, Beth. They have to dip into their savings account, if they have it, or worse yet, they have to borrow it. So they've set up a certificate, or they've set up the Freedom of Choice certificate. So if you can qualify, each of you will be getting a certificate that looks like this. The way this works, or the reason it's called Freedom of Choice, is because this is good at any funeral. The way this works is that when something happens to you, Mark, you, Beth, take this certificate to any funeral home you choose, and when the funeral director asks, "I'm sorry for your loss, but Mark's funeral is going to cost $10,000. How would you like to pay for that?" You say, "Mark has the freedom of choice." At this point, everything is taken care of after that. Mark, it looks like they've set aside $15,000. And Beth, in your case, it looks like they've also set up $15,000 to take care of your final expenses. Now, what doesn't get used at the funeral gets sent directly to the beneficiary. Now, the kids are covered for $10,000 for a $10,000 benefit that can be converted up to $50,000 when they turn 21, regardless of their health or habits, and that stays with them through the rest of their life. Do you have any questions? Oh, and now one of the only ways we'll die before we turn age 65 is we'll most likely die in an accident, right? More to come.